Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. Let us talk about this right here. She-Hulk. Today's Thursday. I probably won't post this till tomorrow. Just saw the last episode, season finale. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, what I've noticed about this show, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant show. It's a brilliant show because it understands the situation. Everybody's like, it's boring. It's not really a good court thing. Where's the superhero in this at? It's not about that. This right here, you know what I'm saying? And I think some people did catch on. Some people were like, oh, it's so woke and it's like it's slapping the fans in the face. It's not slapping fans in the face. It's slapping the haters in the face. I like it. It's poking fun at the haters who, you know what I'm saying? I think this is probably the only show that could do it and get away with it. That seems to, I said it before, seem to have this thing against females. You know what I'm saying? Anything that has too many females running the game on a TV show or a movie, all of a sudden, there's a lot of hate towards it. She-Hulk took it on. It took it on. And it was dope. I think the episode with the tweets and stuff, and then you realize those were real tweets. And it was like, yo, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to take that hate and implement it in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Law and Order used to do that? Rip straight from the headlines. Rip straight from the headlines. Rip straight from social media. This is what it is. The last episode, forget meta, forget fourth wall breaking. This was an actual me versus you. This was that show speaking on behalf of so many other companies, and definitely also poking fun at itself. When I say itself, I mean Marvel, and just putting it out there. Like, we all go, yo, we all know, if you watch enough Marvel movies, even the TV shows, they're very predictable. And I like this because it kept it going. All these Marvel shows, I'm gonna tell you now, it's very predictable. It's like six to 8 episodes. The first 2 to 3 episodes, all jokes and laughs. All joke. It gets serious by the end of episode 3 and going on. All of a sudden, it's a lot more serious. You know what I'm saying? The jokes toned down. It gets way more serious. It gets more dramedy-ish. You know what I'm saying? And then by the last 2 episodes, that's where all the action is. The last 2 episodes is where all the major big fight scenes starts, and it's like 100 fights going on at the same time. And there's a bunch of cut screens. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut to this fight over here. Hey, cut to that one over there doing their thing. Hey, boom, boom, boom. This put all that out there. Like how out of the blue, everybody seemed to just be ready to throw hands. She had to stop it and go, yo, what? And the machine said, yo, that's what we do. Now, am I doing the spoilers? Probably. Let's say spoilers. But if you haven't been watching this thing and you're like, I have no intentions of watching it, is it a spoiler? Is it? It was a beautiful episode. The last episode was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was poetic justice. This is what you're supposed to do. When you understand that there's hate for you for no other reason than being a female. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh man, it's going to be remember when they were like, oh, it's going to be a comedy. Everybody was hating it. Here's the thing, I say it all the time. The MCU does not understand that there's 3 groups of people that watch MCU material. There's the people who have no idea about nothing else. This is what they know. This is as comic book as it gets. They don't care about comic books. They don't know about comic book characters. They know what they know from the MCU. And they're gonna ride with it 100%. They get it. You know what I'm saying? They don't worry about the content. They're gonna watch everything. They're gonna hate some stuff. They go, They'll try to even justify a lot of stuff. Then there's the comic book fans, the ones who understand what's going on, and they're like, yo, this is what it is. I see they're taking something from this comic book. It would be nice if they did this or did that. Then there's those haters. And the hater thing just spreads across all kinds of junk. Where it's the people who hate all these female people, whether it's the people who go, oh man, it's all jokey all the time, it's too much comedy. Oh man, I would love for them to get serious. The haters who feel like, yo, I don't know these new characters. I don't want to know these new characters. It's so much hate that goes on into this. It's predictable, which by the way, it's predictable. The average Marvel movie is predictable. You can literally tell what's going to happen before it happens. Now, the thing is, a lot of those people who out here, those haters also don't know comic books either. So when you had the people go, oh man, another comedy, they didn't get it. She-Hulk had turned to that. That's what the comic book, the fourth wall breaking thing that we love that we love Deadpool so much. She-Hulk was doing that. That was a She-Hulk thing. She-Hulk is already into that game. The part where they stop and they start to go towards Disney and the Marvel building and all this and all, that's some comic book stuff. There's times when she talks to the editors and the writers and to the audience like, are y'all really feeling this right now? This you know what I'm saying? It's in the comic books. So when people are hating, they're not understanding. This is where it go. This is how I get down. We need to fall back. I encourage people who watch MCU movies and shows, go read some comic books. Go read some comic books. I hear the joint with the Ironheart. Oh man, they had to go get a black chick to be Iron Man. That's in the comic books. And by the way, that was also hated when it first happened in the comic books until her story started to develop and unfold better. Female Thor in the comic books. Natalie Portman already knew that. And she was like, yo, it would be dope if I got to do that. Marvel was, all of a sudden they're like, yo, let's do it now. Already there. It was there. It was the big, that between, people don't understand. Marvel's biggest thing over the last 10 years or so, female Thor, Red Hulk, Ironheart. That was it. I think, you know what I'm saying? Those, and who was having kids and all that right there to do the young Marvel thing. That's it. You get that. You know what I'm saying? And Captain America working with Hydra. Can't forget that because Endgame played on that. So it is what it is, man. Read the comic books. You gotta understand. Sometimes you gotta read these comic books, and that's the thing. She-Hulk was straight official. It really didn't have a bad guy. There was no real villain. Even the chick that she found herself wasn't even a bad guy. It was just You know what I'm saying? She's a strong chick. She wanted to come in and run things. Boom. She said, yo, you don't need the name. I'm gonna rock the name. Boom. There was no real villain. Everybody wanted your boy to be Abomination to be the villain. He wasn't the villain. And here's the cool thing that I like also. That they leaked the photos. The new show comes on, the new episode's Thursday. Over the weekend they leaked the photos. They let the photos show of Hulk and Abomination. Which, by the way, Abomination was always bigger, but he wasn't that much. He wasn't like God. The Hulk didn't even look like he could handle him for real. It is what it is. Again, I ain't even going there. But y'all saw that, and that got people like, yo, what's gonna happen? How this gonna jump off? What's the jump off? They've been playing this season beautifully. They understand that people like to do these predictions. They understand everybody wants to be the know-it-all. They get it that the hate is here, and I'll watch it for this. They even played on that I'll watch it for this. Yeah. With the guest stars here and there. Then it stopped for a minute. They understood. I think the one misstep they probably wasn't anticipating was the Megan Thee Stallion episode. They might not have understood the hate that was going to get, but everything else was brilliant. The show is brilliant on the fact that it really understood that this is what's going on. Let's address it. Let's address it and rock it out. These dudes, that like they literally gave various dudes that vibe. The hating dudes, the dudes who just want to over-sexualize the females. They gave all of these guys they thing. You know what I'm saying? All of they thing. The fact that when your girl was like, yo, I'll take this picture and send and throw it on this website, boom, 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 and they like, yo, bro. Cause why? Cause they think only dudes are actually into all of this. They can't fathom that females will go, yo, I wanna check that movie out. Hey yo, I think I should start reading these comic books. Like, yo, and again, I understand, and here's the wild part. Dudes know this too. And that makes the hate even crazy, which turns the volume up even iller, and it makes everything even better. These dudes are hating hard. They hating hard. Like, man, it's like they're mocking us. Yeah, you should be mocked. You're stupid. And like this, come on, man. Come on. This show is brilliant. Now, I don't know if they can do that for a season 2. They're going to have to find a new angle for a season 2. And it might tone down and actually put his foot down. I think this season was more or less going, hey, fall back on the hate. We're not even going to concentrate on making a real. There was no plot. It literally was like every week was a different thing. Every two episodes, 1 or 2 episodes kind of, But that was it. There was no real, other than the fact somebody was coming, trying to get her blood and trying to beat her. And like, oh, that's it. And they killed that all of a sudden, real crazily. Like they knew you kind of figured out who was who and what was what. They kept it moving, but they spent that whole season pointing the finger back at the haters. You know what I'm saying? The various haters. Like I said, last episode's dope. She even addresses that. Like, yo, why we gotta always do it this way? That's what we do. Beautiful. It's dope. The money about the fact that, by the way, everybody's out here talking about the CG. The CG is still kind of Have y'all really not paid attention to a lot of these Marvel movies lately? Did y'all not see that Black Panther episode? I mean, that Black Panther trailer when your man is galloping in the sky with the wing joints on his feet, and how herky jerky that looked? It looked real fake. And that's the movies. That's the movies. A lot of that stuff looked fake. You know what I mean? Y'all complaining about a show when the movie got some joints that look real suspect. You gotta go, what am I looking at here? So, yo, I loved it. Salute to everybody who had a hand in that. You know what I'm saying? Even the part when they come up in there, she come in the office, they were like, and the dude was like, a dude. I love that. It was a dude who said, I'll die for Kevin. Why? Because that's how dudes really out here thinking. Dudes are really out here like, knowing they really won't, but it's a stupid metaphor to use. I'll die for him. Like, and Kevin, we trust. He makes no mistake. Yo, give it up, man. Like, it was dope watching how they did that and made fun of all of that. Beautiful show. Like I said, it's not the average comic book show. You know what I'm saying? There was no real villains, like I said. There was no real thing. But again, they did like all of these shows. All of these, you literally can pull out every single show and realize there's an episode where it's to get to know, it's the comedy. Then by 3 or 4 to 5, the location switches. And that's a whole episode in a different location. Every single show does that. There's every single show is doing that, has done that. There's a lot of action. All that action joints around the last 2 when you gotta really fight the bad guy and there's cutscenes and this. All of that happens. It happens. It gets downright gritty all of a sudden. There's a flashback episode. You know what I'm saying? Did She-Hulk have a flashback episode? Let me think. I don't think it did. Nah, not really. It really didn't. You know what I'm saying? It kind of had one of those, I guess the wedding thing would be the flashback, because that was somebody that they kicked it with. And it would also serve as the different location, as well as the relaxation camp, the getaway camp thing. Yeah, so I guess that's a 2-in-1. But all of them, flashback joint. All of them have a flashback episode. Ms. Marvel, flashback episode. WandaVision's flashback episode. Winter Soldier and Falcon had a flashback episode. You know what I'm saying? Loki, flashback episode. You know what I'm saying? You got to see how Shorty got to whatever she was. Lady Loki got to do her thing. Flashback episode. Matter of fact, and the teacher, all of these people had their little flashback episode moment. The flashback episode. What's another joint? What was another? Moon Knight flashback episode. They all had a moment where that's how I got down. Here's a flashback episode. Marvel is very, very paint by numbers. I don't know why people don't understand that. So it's dope to see that she threw a whole monkey wrench on that last episode. That last episode just was like, yo, can we stop? They're not gonna stop. By the way, they're not. We know they're not. Let's keep it buck. They're not. You know what I'm saying? The fact people, yo, salute to the people who was out here hating on Daredevil. Because the Daredevil episode was dope. And it's cool to see a lighter version of the Daredevil. It's just listening to Daredevil be so comedic was like watching the Joss Whedon version of Justice League and Batman having jokes. It was like, made you feel a little queasy, you know what I'm saying? But you get it, you know what I'm saying? And the thought is, since this was a lighter show, he vibed out on they lane, you know? And Marvel is gonna have a hard time trying to get people to be on board for a comedic, less violent Daredevil. Like, you got away with it with Moon Knight because it hadn't been on TV before. So you got it like, oh, it got real violent when he did the zzz, like, and then he blacked out. And when he woke up, everything was already done. Okay, cool. The problem is you can't do that with Daredevil. And everybody's out here like, yo, they want to see that. They want to see that Daredevil violence. They want that. He's gonna be on Echo before his own show comes around. How's that gonna work? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. How do you make such a stark change? You know what I'm saying? Like Netflix, Punisher was by far the most violent of those shows. But the other side of that is you understood the progression. I think the lightest one as far as violent goes would probably be Iron Fist. But at least you understood that that Daredevil could still exist in that world. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to sell somebody if Echo comes off and it's light. If Echo's light. Oh, Hawkeye also flashback scene. Hawkeye also at the end, multiple cuts with action going on. I totally forgot about Hawkeye, which also got hate because it was more about the female. Boom. Hey, this stuff is just right there in your face. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But back to Echo. So, and if it's light violence, lighter than Moon Knight, how do you go from that kind of fighting to what we're expecting from Daredevil? Marvel really does have a problem. Like, how do you make that jump? How do you let that jump happen if she is basically in the confines of that world? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool getting away with it with Hawkeye, but now you're about to go Echo to Daredevil. That means the scale, the griminess has to be raised. We don't need the language. Nobody's worried about the language. We're talking about the action. We're talking about the fight choreography. We're talking about the violence. You know what I'm saying? people already are expecting what they're expecting from Daredevil. On both ends. Some people are going, yo, it'd be nice if they keep that vibe going. Other people are like, oh, you know, they gonna tone all of that down. It's gonna get real. It's definitely not gonna. You might see one episode with a lot of blood, but after that, that's all that fighting all over the place. They gonna tone that down. They're gonna have like 2 good episodes of fights and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? I think they said your man is literally getting like 20, 18, something teen episodes. And they'll probably have like four joints where they heavily fighting. Like real, I'm talking about really getting in it, and you better believe the last two of those episodes will be the last 2 episodes of the season. Because Daredevil, the hallway scene, the infamous hallway scene, that's like the first 3 to 4 episodes, right? 4 to 5, maybe. Right? I don't know. I can't remember that joint. But yo, it's early on. And then there's some more fighting. So yeah, same thing with Luke Cage. There's a lot of fighting going on. Iron Fist, a lot of fighting going on. Then you gotta fall back and be like, yo, so what y'all doing there? Daredevil. I mean, I'm cool with the detective stuff. I'm cool if they do a lot of lawyer stuff. But you best believe there has to be a lot of fighting. And if you come up short, people are going to complain, and they're not going to be looking forward to the next batch of guys who were coming from Netflix. And I don't know if Marvel is ready for that. I don't know if Marvel understands the risk they took with She-Hulk. Like, it was a risk. This was a great gamble to me. It could be something that pays off terrible, because I heard the ratings aren't good, and people are all upset because they feel like they're getting talked down to. It is what it is. It's a brilliant show. It's on a platform where like Netflix, you can take those risks and put some Hemlock Grove sucked. It had multiple seasons versus House of Cards, which was brilliant. You can afford to go ahead and go, yeah, this is garbage, but it works. Matter of fact, Disney's saving grace is Marvel and Star Wars. I don't think anybody's out here really watching the Mighty Duck show. Who's watching that? Anybody? Okay. High School Musical, the TV show. Anybody? National Geographic joints. Anybody? That's all I'm saying. But with that being said, like, yo, we gonna get ready to get up out of here. I've done enough talking about She-Hulk. Again, love the show. Loved it. Salute to everybody involved. Old girl from Orphan Black did a thing. That one scene when they showed her like the footage from college, I thought that was a scene for Orphan Black. I really did. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought it did. I thought it was. But whatever. Anyway, I'ma holler at y'all next week. We gonna you know how we do. Hey, they say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.